Hey, I'm Aldyn, and in this video I thought that it would be fun to do 9 ways to prepare your domestic space, also known as your home, um, for your twin flame union. And this is something that feels really timely to me with Mercury moving into Cancer. Of course, you might be watching this at a different time, and that's okay. But what that means is it's like communication meets the deep emotional feelings of how you really feel about home and your domestic space as well. So your home literally, as well as like the home in your heart. Of course, like, being at home with your twin flames, the feeling of home, it's all one thing, right? But there's a lot of ways that you can kind of manifest and cultivate even more of the richness of this feeling, and then you get more of that juicy feeling, and it helps you clear blocks because you're in a nice space. And there's just all kinds of benefits to creating a home that feels really harmonized. And so whether you're with your twin flame and living with them, or you have no idea who your twin flame is, or your twin flame has you blocked and they're not talking to you, it doesn't matter. You can still prep your space for love, right? For bringing more love into your life, and for receiving your twin flame as your divine counterpart. And so it does require more space, like creating more space. And obviously maybe that doesn't mean getting a bigger home right now, but it does mean just as you really clear things that you don't need in your consciousness and any blocks in your heart for your twin flame union, you're also going to clear stuff, like in your reality, because your outer reality and your inner reality actually match. They may not like always kind of seem like that, but the law of attraction is just true. And if you want to like think, oh, but it's not true in this instance or whatever, I just like invite you to do the mirror exercise and look deeper there, because it's probably something that you're avoiding. Like, that's usually what it is. Or it's just like an interesting way that you're experiencing moving through like an upset, or it could be like a really positive thing too, like, oh, how did I manifest all of this money? So yeah, just always attune yourself to really what is going on within me, that is kind of how am I co-creating this reality right now with the divine. And so that really speaks to the home space, right? Like, how are you co-creating it? So let's just get into the 9 things, now that I've spent over 3 minutes talking about stuff. So number 1 is make a space you want to live in. It's pretty obvious, right? But I think sometimes that we can numb out to our own space, and or think like, oh, when I have the right table here, then I will make my space better. When I have a bigger kitchen, then it will feel better, and stuff like that. But you gotta work with what you got, right? I mean, that's like always true. So a bigger kitchen isn't what is going to make you happy. What's gonna make you happy is being happy in your space that you have now. And so making choices and changes that are necessary, that align with the choices that you're making to create a better and more nurturing environment. So make the choice. Look at any trauma you have around home stuff. Like for me, just the way like that I was brought up to like organize and clean is very controlling, and so I have a lot of resistance, and I'm still working through that. But yeah, I mean, I choose to completely heal that, and so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, you could have, I mean, a myriad of things that you have, like usually childhood, or it could be from a past relationship, something about a belief about home and how it should be, and the way that you treat it that's out of alignment, and then you're not feeling as good in your space as you could. And so it's just good to go deeper with that. And it is really important too to like clean and do things like that, organize from a place that feels good. And sometimes you can't wait until you feel good to make it happen, but it's something to look at and to master. And so to really go to those places where you're controlling or pushing yourself in a way that doesn't feel good, or on the opposite end, slacking off and not doing the dishes for days, let's say. Yeah, I mean, it's all okay wherever you're at with it. But again, number one, make a space you want to live in. So number two, make time in your schedule to clean anything, and organize or change anything that's causing an energy leak. So stuff in your home could cause a major energy leak. It just could, gosh, it could be something so simple as like moving furniture around. It could be literally a leak, you know, like in your sink or something that you just don't think is a big deal, but then you get it fixed and you're like, oh my God, what the F was I thinking, letting that like happen for so long? And you know, it wasn't even that expensive or anything to fix it. So look at like those things that you do every day, all the time, that don't seem like a big deal, but could actually be really draining your energy in just little ways. And that's actually like ego playing out in your home. It's something telling you that you can't have it perfect and right. And so it's like you're safe and supported in claiming to have perfection in your home, like claiming heaven in your home and taking steps towards that. And again, it's not to like be hard on yourself if like you just aren't where you want to be with it. So just take it one step at a time and look at the thing. Right now, you can just look at the thing that is causing you the most strife that you could easily fix. So the most bang for your buck, so to speak, like the thing you can most easily fix that's bothering you the most, and then go ahead and take a step towards fixing that. And even if your home seems super perfect, just see if there's something there for you. So number 3 is get rid of negatively charged items. So let's say you had an ex and they gave you a really beautiful, wooden bookshelf. Weird gift, but I guess if you live together maybe, or whatever. Just an example. So let's say they give you a really beautiful wooden bookshelf, but every time you look at that bookshelf, you think about them. Or maybe it's not your ex, maybe it's your your crazy cousin or relative who gifted you something and then proceeded to not treat you nicely, and you don't have a good relationship with them. So it doesn't necessarily need to be someone that you are romantically involved with, but definitely start there. So if you have anything from anyone that you were romantically involved with very few to no exception, get rid of it. You'll feel so much better. And then look at things from other people and places that also may be negatively charged. Could even be just something you got like in a weird way that didn't feel quite right, something that's that is almost perfect but kind of broken in some way, or has something about it that just doesn't sit quite right with you. However, if you're not in a place to replace something and you don't love it, then it may not be time to replace it. So you have to really feel into that, and have compassion for yourself there, just as you're moving through this process. And again, doing the best you can with it, right? So number 4 is bring in and cultivate more positively charged items. So you get rid of the negative stuff, and then you have space for something new. And so that's why it's so great to actually loosen your grip on stuff that you're just holding on to, even though you obviously don't want it. Or maybe it's not obvious until you're watching this. But in either case, this is going to be really great, because now you can get the thing, or it's like, oh gosh, I really needed new this or that, and I can treat myself to this feels good, or whatever it is. And it can be something more functional and foundational, and definitely focus on those things first, but don't discount something that is perhaps more ornamental, or not considered super necessary, because there might just be some really deep value in that for you, and something really healing. And if it's something that you keep on feeling really drawn towards and a huge desire for, then it's probably time to go ahead and find a way to give that to yourself within reason. So number 5 is make space to be creative in your home. And of course, it depends on how much time you spend in your home. And even though if you don't feel like you're going to we'll just say paint or draw or make music very often, something that's creative like that. It could even be cooking, you don't cook but you've always wanted to learn how to just at least bake cakes. Then buy yourself some baking stuff, or pull out the stuff you already have. Make some kind of space in your home to be creative. And even if you know that you're only going to paint once a month, still having having a place where you can do that doesn't mean you need to leave it out all the time if you're not using it, but just having a place where you can go and let loose and express yourself is really important. So do that for yourself, or make your space even better if you already have one in some way. Take some stuff there. So number 6 is create a space for rituals, meditation, yoga, stretching. So whatever it is that you make a habit out of to practice, I guess mindfulness is a good way to put it, or some, if you have a spiritual practice too, perhaps you have some kind of an altar, or you just like a place to do yoga every morning, or both. Maybe you just want to burn some Palo Santo, and that's all you're gonna do for 2 minutes a day. Whatever it is, at least just make some kind of space and beautify it too. Make that place that you do that thing that you do every day, as a part of your peaceful practice. Make it a really enjoyable place to be with yourself, even if it's just a little corner, or if it's a whole room or two, or whatever it is. So give back to yourself like that. And number 7 is make space for your twin flame energetically. So it's going to be much easier to make space for your twin flame, or more space if you're already with them, if you're really cultivating that space for them within. So how are you thinking and feeling about truly being with your twin flame in your space, in your home? So feel and think into that. I mean, mainly feelings here, but thinking about it too. I mean, like, okay, like you can be logical about it, like how is this gonna go? But don't like spend too much time with that, because you know things will work out pretty easily. You're not going to be like, no, you can't have any closet space, or like, if you're already with your twin flame, like this is as good as it's gonna get. No, you're gonna have to keep going deeper in your union no matter where you're at with it, and create space for each other to ascend essentially together. And so you have to let go of everything that doesn't serve you, and that literally means stuff in your home probably too, and reorganizing it as well to make it more orderly. But this can happen as you go, so don't overthink it, but take a step in that direction. So number 8 is feel well stocked and prepared. So at the time of this video, I think we all can relate to this one. So make sure you have plenty of toilet paper. It's, coronavirus joke. Just make sure that you're feeling like you can hunker down at home, and like that feels good to you. You're making you're kind of giving to yourself in that way. Like you're creating wealth in your home by feeling wealthy in it, because you have what you need there. You have your foundation in your home. So this means stuff like food, toiletries, probably paper products, all of the things that you use day in and day out, that you don't want to feel like you're constantly having to go get more of the thing that you use all the time. Find ways to streamline and to feel like your foundation of all of those fortifying things in your life is taken care of. And so that's really like also nurturing to your union as well with your twin flame. And so the very last thing is design your space for your purpose and let that be beautiful. So I was trying to decide if this was one or two things, and I put it into one thing because there is deep beauty and a sense of satisfaction in designing your space for your purpose. And Jeff and Shlee demonstrate this really, really well. It's really about putting that first, rather than saying like, I'm going to use my living room for something that a living room is supposed to be used for. But if all you have is your living room, and then you are doing your best to live your life purpose, you may need to turn your living room into a music studio, or you may need to, have like a extra computer in a place where you normally wouldn't put it, or whatever, an easel, an art easel, in your office or in your living room again. And that's perfectly fine. Or if you have even if you have like a ton of space and all the rooms you could ever want in your home, then it still might be that like they're not serving the full purpose that they could for you. So your home is meant to serve and give back to you, but of course you have to create that space, and you have to say yes to it. You have to choose it and claim it. And we're not really taught, most of us, some people are, right? But most of us we're not homeschooled and like kind of really brought up to be creatively centered in a super healthy way. And there is a way to do that, and sometimes you have to break the mold, break the rules of how you think things are supposed to be. And what the good that comes from that is actually stuff that you hadn't thought of how to create your home, so that when your purpose is really flourishing and taking off, or maybe it's just that your life purpose is giving back to you, and so your career, whatever, if it's not completely aligned with your life purpose or whatever it may be, but you're doing stuff that you're designed to do is going to give back to you in one way or another. And so you want to make space to do the things that you are literally designed in your blueprint to do, and find a way to then share what you're doing with who it is that you're called to share it with, whether it's just like the 3 people that buy your thing every Saturday at the farmer's market, or it's a huge audience plus recorded and all that, you get my point. But just find a way to share your gift, and also whether it's like a material gift or more like wisdom teaching or creative stuff, or everything squished together into one beautiful shiny light of cool stuff that you do. But just find a way. So the way is to beautify your space in surrendering to your purpose. So surrender and ask for the divine to show you how to live your purpose in your home as best as you can, whether you're there a lot, actually like sustaining yourself on your purpose, or whether it is that you have to leave your home a lot. You can still have more and more foundation to live your purpose from the more that you invest in your home in this way. And that's also very attractive to your twin flame, again, whether like they're with you in your home or not. Just you being true to yourself in that way is so giving to your union, that it just really amplifies the attraction and magnetization that's there between you and your twin flame, because then you're feeling good in the place that you sleep in, the place that you dwell in, and that's a really big deal. And you might be kind of under thinking how important that is. So it's really really helpful, and that's why I made this video. So that's the 9 steps that I have, and that's it. So I hope you liked the video, and definitely subscribe to see more videos, and comment below if you have anything you would like to see and hear me do a topic on. And I also have links below if you want support on your journey, or clarity through readings, or also artwork in your home that's channeled, and other twin flame resources. So that feels very complete, and I hope you have a wonderful day or evening ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye.